Well, hello there, folks, and a very warm welcome as usual back to What's for Tea. And it's lovely to see you all again. And I hope that I find you very well. And tonight for tea, I made this very simple, and I mean very simple. And I did debate whether I was going to film this or not, just because it is so easy, but it's delicious. So I decided just to film it anyway. So this is gammon or ham, and I'll just show you what I've used. And I've also used some potatoes and cabbage as well. But this is what you're going to need for the ham, or what I used for the ham. So I've got some water there. I've also got a smoked gammon or ham joint. I've got a few carrots and then just a few bay leaves as well. So this was my gammon here. This one was from Morrison's. It's just their standard smoked gammon joint. And if there's any binding, film or string or anything round your gammon, just make sure you snip this off. Just take this off completely. And then into the bottom of the slow cooker, I've got a few carrots, just to make sure that the gammon isn't sitting directly in the bottom of your crock pot or slow cooker. So pop your ham or your gammon on top of your carrots, and then round the edge you want to pop your water. Don't pour this directly over the gammon, because we just want to steam it really. We just want to create steam in there, so you don't need much water. A few optional bay leaves, pop your lid on and give this about 5 or 6 hours on low. This will depend on the size of your joint of meat. Mine took around about 5 hours. And this was me when it was ready. Now I'm going to set this to the side for about half an hour. I'm just going to lightly wrap this in foil to relax, and it will firm up a wee bit and make it much easier to cut as well. So into foil for about half an hour while you get your cabbage and your tatties done. So I'm going to make steamed cabbage and boiled potatoes to go along with this. So I'm just going to take the outer leaves off of the cabbage because they tend to be a bit gnarly. Then I'm going to split my cabbage down the middle and then just slice this or shred this. Make sure you remove the heart or the core, because that tends to be very hard. And now I'm going to do the tatties. I like to use Maris Pipers just because they're nice and dry and floury. So I'm using about 6 medium potatoes. You just want to peel them and rinse them, and then either half or quarter them depending on the size of your potatoes. Get these into a little cold water and bring this up to the boil. And then I like to add some boiling water once they're boiling, because if you try and boil a whole pan of cold water, it takes forever and a day. So I've just started doing it this way now. Add a dash of salt when they're simmering and let those simmer away for about 15 to 20 minutes until they're tender. In another pan, you want to do exactly the same with your cabbage. Just a little cold water to get it going, get that up to the boil, and then once it's boiling, I like to top it up with some more boiling water, and then just add another dash of salt if you like. And then just the same as the tatties, let this simmer away until it's tender. So I'm going to melt down some butter, then I'm going to add some fresh parsley, which we're just going to drizzle on the potatoes when they're cooked. So just add your parsley to the melted butter. I just melt this in the microwave. So check your potatoes, and if they are nice and tender, you can just drain your water away and they should be nice and dry. And I'm just going to drizzle over my melted butter and parsley. Just do this nice and slowly to make sure they're all evenly coated, just like this. And then I'm going to pop my pan lid on and let them sit for a minute or so, just to let all that butter soak in. Whilst you're waiting, you can go and check your cabbage, and this should be nice and tender by now. Give it a bit longer if you like really soft cabbage. Drain the water out, and I like to go through mine with a knife just to chop it up a wee bit finer, but you can, leave it whole if you like, or chop it up as finely as you like. And then the last thing I'm going to do is add a knob of butter, and I also like to add some white pepper as well. Has to be white pepper though, not black pepper. I don't know why. White pepper just works really well in this. So stir through your butter until it's all melted throughout your cabbage, and then add the pepper and give this a good stir through as well. Add as much pepper as you like. You might not want a whole teaspoon. I like mine really peppery, so I've added a whole teaspoon. You can either slice your ham straight down like this, or turn the ham on its side like this if you find it easier to cut. This one cut really easy, so I just stood this up on its end, and as you can see, you get some lovely thick slices there. So just keep going until you have as many slices as you need. And if you don't have a slow cooker, you can still make this on the stove top, just with a couple of changes. So for this size of joint, which is about 750 grams or a pound and a half, it will take you about an hour and 15 minutes to an hour and 30 minutes to boil, plus the half hour to rest. So just boil this, cover it in water completely, and just let it simmer away for about an hour and 15 minutes to an hour and 30 minutes. Leave the binding on, don't take it off, do leave it on, because there's going to be more movement in the pan, so you do want to keep any binding on that's on your meat. But other than that, you can do this on the stove top as well. So do let me know if you're planning on giving this one a go. It's really, really delicious. And any leftovers that you will inevitably have will be great for sandwiches or rolls or anything, throughout the week. So thank you so much for watching. And a huge thank you, as usual, to the supporters of the channel over on my Patreon page, to the channel members here on YouTube as well, for you all for watching, leaving your lovely comments, those that thumbs up the video or have bought me a coffee, for sharing the video, or anyone who has left me a super thanks donation. It's all very much appreciated. And I will catch up with you during the week. So take care and bye for now. Bye now.